MFA updates.
Good morning and welcome to MFA Update with me, Paniknisha Rairak. This is the weekly program that focuses on Thailand's international affairs and activities. So, today we welcome the Consul General at the Royal Thai Consulate General in Penang, Mr. ChฎาWalai. He will inform us about Thailand's economic and investment opportunities in Penang and in northern Malaysia.
My name is Chฎá Walai. I'm the Consul General of Penang. I've been in Penang for about 3 years already, and it's very nice to come and meet you here to talk to you about Thailand economic and investment opportunities in Penang and northern Malaysia.
Thank you very much. First, would you please give us a brief overview of Penang and the northern part of Malaysia's economy?
Yes, Penang, in other name, they call the Pearl of the Orient. It is a vibrant strait in the northwest of Peninsula Malaysia. With the capital city is Georgetown. It has UNESCO World Heritage since 2008. It is a true melting pot of cultures of its blend of the East and the West, retaining many values adopted during its era of British rule. Penang bears a charm of its unique to itself. Economically, Penang is the gateway to the North Malaysia, which is including Perak, Perlis, Kedah, and Penang. With the population of about 1.8 million, most of them well educated and mainly urbanized force. They are good workforce. So with that, Penang is one of the most important economic and industrial areas in Malaysia. About 52% of the GDP of Penang comes from manufacturing, followed by tourism, services, construction, and agriculture. Penang is known as the Silicon Valley of Malaysia because they have a concentration of electronic companies such as Intel, Micron, and Foxtronics. And its robust industrial ecosystem and well-developed infrastructure. Also, a lot of skilled workforce. Penang is a livable city, and also Penang has a very prominent in terms of electrical and electronics sector, which is we call E&E. Recently, Penang received a huge investment from Intel Corporation, who will invest about 50 billion ringgit Malaysia over the next 10 years across its sites in Penang, Vanyalapas, Free Industrial Zone, and also at the Gulim High Tech Park in Kedah nearby. And we expect that this investment will create over 9,000 job opportunities. In addition to that one, Penang is also proud to house the Intel largest solar farm outside the United States. The solar farm industry will diversify the energy supply from natural gas and coal, which helps also reducing the carbon dioxide emission, which is going in trend with the world now. Also, Penang have the strong point of Penang also with the infrastructure and logistic arrangement with excellent facilities. Namely, first, Penang International Airport is the Malaysian third busiest airport with 8.6 million passengers per year. That before pandemic. Also, the second is Penang Port. It's the oldest and longest established port in Malaysia, primary gateway to the northern region of Malaysia and also southern Thailand, as well as serving the state of Malacca and also the Gulf of Bengal. And currently, Penang also offer tourism access through Swettenham Pier cruise terminal, emerged as the busiest port of call in Malaysia for cruise. And lastly, an efficient railway system connecting both Thailand and Malaysia, as well as also have a well-developed road transport and logistic infrastructure.
Looking at the IMTGT concept, can you please share with us how the Indonesia-Malaysia-Thailand growth triangle or IMTGT concept could be linked to Penang's economic relations?
Yes. Northern Malaysia, Southern Thailand, and Sumatra are actually already linked together through the Indonesia-Malaysia-Thailand growth triangle or IMTGT. I think before the World War II, there used to be an established social and people-to-people relationship between Medan of Indonesia, Phuket of Thailand, and Penang of Malaysia. Even today, outside of Thailand, Penang hosts the largest number of Thai Buddhist temples, Thai restaurants, and also well integrated into Malaysia's Sino-Thai community residing in Penang. A good example is the Kaur or Nalanong family, who is living in both sides of the border, Thailand and Malaysia. And also the other is the Tan or the Kantawi family of Phuket. The IMTGT concept, which was driven by the respective governments, may be elevated to achieve its full potential by offering a more involvement of the private sector and capitalizing on people-to-people contact among the three countries, which once have been cherished close and friendly tie between the three in all aspects.
Interesting. So can you please specifically pinpoint the potential investment sectors and services for Thai business in Penang?
Oh, okay. On this matter, I would discuss in three main aspects. One is manufacturing investments. Due to land and labor shortage and relatively high costs in Malaysia, many have been moved or relocated to Vietnam. Actually, southern Thailand, with its large scale of land and labor force, can easily fulfill these manufacturing needs. And also, southern Thailand's proximity to Penang, the finished products can be easily shipped through the existing global logistic networks to Penang. It is also cost-effective and very a good alternative to Vietnam. Alongside with the local Thai government initiative, the Thai Chambers of Commerce and other investment development agencies could take a role to promote and encourage linkages between the private sector of our two countries, Thailand and Malaysia. The second sector that I would like to focus on is tourism development. Efforts should be made to promote business networking interaction among the private sector in Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. This will create synergy whereby tour packages involve multiple countries' destination, leveraging on the established cultural, historical attractions and natural beauty attractions. Because normally the highest cost of international traveling usually is air ticket and accommodation. Therefore, if we can do adjoining proximity of Phuket, Langkawi, Koh Lipe, Penang, and Medan of Indonesia, will be cost effective and also would be allowing to make one travel multiple destination route possible. And this synergy, I think it will result in not only an increase in the number of tourists, but also a much longer stay and a better high spending class of tourists arrival in those three countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. I think a holistic and concerted effort facilitated by the tourism authority of all three countries and be driven by the private sector of those three countries will ensure the success of this concept of tourism development. Secondly, I think southern Thailand may also emulate the success over the last 12 years in building a broad-based and medical tourism industry. We know that the medical tourism industry in Bangkok is well established, but down south, I think there's a room for improvement for that one. Penang should be our model for this because Penang have a targeted and focus on services, especially starting from pre-arrival until arrival, until ambulance, transportation, accommodation, dining, city tour, and also patient care services. So in order to succeed, southern Thailand must develop a core competence also in language skills to cater foreign and medical tourists. Southern Thailand's medical facilities and skills are comparable to those of Penang, but the lack of marketing and inadequate language skills tend to be impediments. So a task force to address this shortcoming should be set up and driven by the private sector, encouraged by the Thai government.
And this is the tourism sector. So how about the third sector?
The third sector would be about the agro-based industries because, with a long coastline as well as ample labor, the development of fish culture industry can be further enhanced. With the proximity to Penang, marine agro industry in southern Thailand could leverage on the international networks now serving the Malaysian marine products exporters to Europe and Japan. I was informed that on a small scale, some Penang-based entrepreneurs had quietly relocated their businesses in ginger, durians, and spices. They relocated to Thailand. This should be marketed and promoted on a large commercial basis to move away from low-value agriculture cultivation to a high-value agro-based industry. Considering southern Thailand abundant land and labor and its proximity to Penang, it would be a good potential for agro-based industry to be developed in southern Thailand. In conclusion, I would like to stress that Thailand and Malaysia have continuously supported each other in all aspects as a friendly neighbors, and it's unimpeded by the challenges brought by the pandemic. So I do hope that my point of view and information on economic and investment opportunity in Penang and the northern Malaysia could be beneficial to help promoting trade, economic and investment cooperation between our two countries, Thailand and Malaysia, and our two people in the coming future.
Thank you for joining me in this program.
Thank you very much. ขอบคุณครับ
2022 is a consolidation phase for Penang in manufacturing investments in line with the state's historical investment trend, where brief consolidation would take place after a couple of years of investment upticks before the growth trend resumes. That's it for today's MFA update. I have to leave now, but don't forget to follow the YouTube channel MFA Thailand and Facebook page FM88 Radio Thailand English for more updates. See you again until next time. สวัสดีค่ะ
MFA updates